He gave me maybe like $50,000 in 1 hour. A super fucking human. He just doesn't go up. He doesn't quit. He's one of the most well-known salespeople out there, sales trainers in the fucking country. Very impressive guy. Give it up for my guy, Max Jimenez, baby.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Closers Lab. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, everyone that has tuned in before. We got a little bit different set today. I'm doing this from the house. Looking forward to bringing some value today. And like we always do, right? What do we do at the Closers Lab is we talk to sellers live, right? My name is Max Jimenez. If you have not watched this show before, you're in for a treat. What do we do here? We call sellers, we talk to sellers live, and we negotiate deals, right? You get to see how you get to see my introduction. You get to see, what I tell sellers, why I'm calling. I'm gonna let a couple jump on. And so I know that I jumped on Instagram earlier, and there was quite a bit of you. I appreciate the support. One thing I want to say is that don't ever hesitate to reach out. You can always send me a DM. My Instagram handle is on the screen there, at Real Max Jimenez. So if you want to send me a DM anytime, don't hesitate to send me a DM. And then that way, any questions that you have, I'll answer your questions. But I appreciate everyone for jumping on. Like I said, I'm on a little bit different set today. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, because I am on a different set, please drop some fire emojis, some thumbs up, letting me know that you can hear me loud and clear. I'm coming through your screen, and we're ready to go. So let's see, who do we got? Sal, stoked to watch. I appreciate it, Sal. Thank you for subscribing to the channel as well, too, brother. I appreciate it. Mariana, how you doing? Good morning. Thank you for joining as always. You guys are awesome, Mariana. You and your team, you guys are always watching. You guys are always supporting, and honestly, I really appreciate for you guys for doing that. So last week was interesting. We had a couple of good calls. We had one. I think we negotiated a seller finance deal. We basically had some really good calls last week. So I'm looking forward to today. So this today is going to be interesting because I don't have anybody set up as for callbacks because some things got changed and I'm in a different set right now. And so basically today's going to be interesting. We're going to just definitely, you guys are going to see, you guys are going to hear some things maybe that you haven't heard before. But it's good. You guys need to learn all facets of of what it takes to prospect, to call sellers. Rusty, what's going on, bro? I appreciate the support. Man, you guys are jumping in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. We got Steve or Sal. I appreciate it, Sal. Thank you. Mariana, like I mentioned earlier, you guys are always supporting the show. We got Sound Clear. He says, Juan says, hey, Max, Ricardo's team in the house again. I appreciate it. Rusty said, let's go. Oscar, thank you, brother. I appreciate the love. So, but yeah, so I want to say this like I always do. This is a live show. So ask your questions and Also, leave your comments after a call. The one thing I love for everyone to do is for you guys to basically, anything that you didn't understand of what I did on that call with the seller, I want to explain it because I want everyone to understand what's my strategy. Why did I do that, right? And you guys know that I'm not afraid. Also, hey, you can also say, Max, how come you didn't say this or how come you didn't do that? Because guys, this is live. Like, I'm not picking the best recording. So Jay Nav has a question. He says, big question, whose Tiffany blue phone is that? It's all about the blue phone, bro. Come on. Let's see. Houston, all the way from Houston. I appreciate it, Ken. Thank you for supporting. I know you've been on the show before. Rusty, thank you, brother. Scottsdale, we got to connect, Rusty. Hit me up. But yeah, so we got quite a bit of leads coming in. That's the other thing I want to talk about. So the first thing is, this is a live show. Ask questions. One thing that I ask for all of you that are on, we have quite a bit of people on here, is that if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Going forward, most likely, I'm going to be going live on my YouTube channel. So I know that I was doing it live on another channel, but I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on the notification bells, because not only am I going to do it on Thursdays, I'm also adding Tuesdays now. So you don't want to miss this. And what I'm going to do is on Tuesdays, I'm going to do a twist where I might do some cold calling so that way you guys get to see how I approach cold calling. You guys see all of you guys see a lot of the follow-ups, and which is actually the meat the meat of it all, right? You guys, that's what you should be learning. You should be learning negotiations. You should be learning different strategies, because that's when the deals happen. Cold calling is more for prospecting, which still you need to learn. If you're cold calling, if you're new in the business, I want to teach you. So Tuesdays we're going to do a twist. We're just going to grab some random leads and cold call them, so that way you can hear how I approach cold calling, way different than other people. Because I know people have been asking about that, and I want you guys to see how I approach it. So I appreciate you, Sinatra. Appreciate it. Houston, Texas. Let's go. Caxi said, yes, that's a great idea. Cold calling session. Yeah, there we go. See him, dude. Max, please do cold calling. That would help tremendously. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do a twist. Tuesdays we're gonna do some cold calling. It might not be as interesting, right? Because what happens in cold calling, you get a lot of no answers, but at least you can hear how I approach, the sellers. But again, last thing I want to do is Jay Nam said watching from Dallas, Texas. I appreciate the love, bro. I know a lot of people. I know I got a lot of connections in Dallas. If you need anything, let me know. So again, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel personally, subscribe to it. Going forward, I am going to be going live a lot more on my own YouTube channel. And then second thing is that share this with someone. Share this with two people that you know should be on this call, need to be on this call, because they think they're good at sales, but they might need to get better at talking to prospects. Share this with them. Have them come on. I'll answer some questions. So, well, what do we do next? Let's get into it. Let's call some sellers. Let's find out how the sellers are doing today. And then from time to time, I'll check the comment sections and the questions, and definitely I will get into it with you guys. So that way, let's see, who do we got here today? Man, somebody dumped, guys. Oh, the other thing is that there's going to be a link when this is after we're done here. Is that there's going to be a link under below that you can actually open up and what is it called? Drop your leads that you want me to call. For you local, for those guys that are in Phoenix, I forgot. I want to make a huge announcement for those of you that are in Phoenix, and you want me to help you with the deal. You want me to help you maybe call the seller, lock it up. Now, I'm not going to cold call for you. I want you to be clear. I want to help you out to get the deal. I have people always say, Max, I got a seller. They're interested in selling. Here's where we're at. If you got a lead like that and you need help to basically get that lead across the finish line, qualified or disqualified, either or, I can definitely do that for you. Just reach out, send me a DM at Real Max Jimenez, saying that you have a lead. I'm not going to cold call for you. I'm not going to prospect for you. But if you have been talking to someone, you can bring me in as your partner. And that's typically how we can do it. Say, hey, my partner, I want to bring my partner in, have them talk to you, even go to the appointment. I'm open to going to appointments. I love going to appointments. I love talking to sellers. Hence why we do the show, The Closers Lab. It's my passion, is what drives me. But I appreciate, man, we got somebody, check this out. Sebastian, I appreciate it, bro. Sebastian watching all the way from Toronto, Canada. Man, I appreciate the support, bro. We're international. The Closers Lab is international. Let's go. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for tuning in and taking the time out of your day to watch this show. All you guys that I met at All in Freedom, thank you, every single one of you that I met at All in Freedom that said, hey, Max, we have our team. Watch the Closers Lab every Thursday. We set time aside for make sure our team is tuning in. So we're 10 after 10. Let's see. We're gonna call some leads and let's find out if we can get a hold of our first seller. And then that way we can start calling some sellers. So and I got my coffee ready too. Thank you. So let's see. All right, let's see. New Jersey. You know what's crazy is I heard a lot of things about New Jersey. I don't know why people are scared to call leads in New Jersey. That don't ever make sense to me. But anyways, let's find out what's going on. New Jersey. I know there's some interesting characters in New Jersey. And so, but hey, a deal's a deal, man. At the end of the day, every seller, what your goal is on the calls is to find out if you're, what problem do they have? What's going on? What's their motivation, their time frame? And at the end of the day, if they don't want to engage with you, then you move on. It's easy. Your job is not to convince, it's to sift, not convince. Remember that you always got to be in convincing mode, not sifting mode. So why is this not working? Okay, here we go. So we got Alberto. Let's see if we can get a hold of Alberto. Man, you guys are awesome. Look at all these leads that came in. Wow. All right. 464. All right, let's see if Alberto picks up.
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 862216884.
And let me know if you guys can hear that, the phone. I know I'm gonna on the next one. I'm gonna have where I had it before, where it's coming through the actual system, but I didn't have time to set that up today. So let me know if you can hear the phone. If not, if I have to make some adjustments, because I want to make sure that you hear the call. So let's see here. Let me try it again one more time.
Eight four six four is not available.
All right, so it looks like Alberto doesn't want to talk today, so let's move on. Let's see. Let's call. Okay, let's see. Who's this? Okay, perfect. So then, all right, let's call this person here. So let's call Kathy. Let's see what's going on with Kathy.
Hi, you've reached Kathy. Sorry I missed your call.
All right, so guys, for those of you that are new to the show, one thing I like to do is I actually I'll do a call back to back because I'll explain this right now. Let me see if she picks up.
Hi, you've reached Kathy. Sorry I missed your call.
All right, so Kathy doesn't pick up, but so one of the strategies that I do is I do call right back either 2 times or 3 times in some cases, because what happens is that it's a very strategic way of getting people to answer. Because think about it, think about this, just think about yourself. If a random number calls you, right, and they called you again, let's say that you have kids, family members that you're taking care of, or certain things that might be an emergency, what's going to happen is most likely 8 out of 10 times you're most likely going to pick up that phone, because who is this person that's calling me back to back? So it's a good strategy to use. Even 3 times, depending on depending where you're at in the situation. So if I know I got a seller that's basically that we've already came to some type of agreement, I'm going to call that person back to back with different numbers. So that way that way I can get a hold of them. So that didn't work, but let's see. Let's call Clara. Let's see what's going on with Clara.
Hello.
Hello, Clara.
Ujú.
Hola, Clara, mi nombre es Max. ¿Habla español o inglés?
Sí, español.
Ah, ok, muy bien. Disculpe, mi nombre es Max. Le estoy marcando porque parece que habló con uno de mis socios sobre su propiedad en la Pennington Avenue.
Sí, pero ya esa propiedad no se puede vender, tiene problemas.
¿Y cuál problema? ¿Qué es el problema?
Es que yo una vez le firmé a una compañera de trabajo que la cogieron presa
Ujú.
y la propiedad tiene, ¿cómo se dice? Un link, una vaina que no se puede vender.
Oh, ok. Pero ese es, está contra, ¿qué? ¿No sabe de qué es la cantidad o de dónde vino?
La cantidad es $125,000 que yo le firmé a ella sin saber lo que estaba haciendo.
Ok.
Ahora tengo abogado para resolverlo, pero
Ujú.
me dio un abogado que está un poco difícil.
So, $125,000 y aparte, aparte, ¿debe todavía en la casa usted también?
No, yo no debo.
No debe, ok. Pero sí, ¿y qué va a hacer si no puede pagar los $125,000?
Déjala perder, mi amor,
Oh, ¿por qué, hombre?
porque yo no tengo esa cantidad de dinero.
Ok. Y si vamos a suponer que alguien, no sé, ¿verdad? Si podría pagar esa cantidad, pero porque no he hecho mi tarea, apenas es mi primera llamada con usted, porque mi socio me dijo que a lo mejor estaba interesado en vender. Es la primera cosa que quería marcar para entender a ver si quería vender. Si pudiera, ponle que haga un poquito de tarea y encuentro que pudiera pagar esa cantidad, ¿qué pasaría?
No, yo se la cedería a ustedes, porque para que la coja esa compañía, que la coja cualquier persona.
Ujú. ¿Cómo se llama la compañía que le deben?
No sé, mi amor, porque está en manos de un abogado.
Ujú.
Pero, solo
Pero a los
tengo-
abogados le gustan el dinero también, ¿no?
Perdón,
A los abogados le gusta el dinero también, ¿no?
yo le estoy pagando, claro.
Ujú.
Sí,
Solo-
pero ya eso va dentro de eso.
ujú.
Unos béisbol que tienen que quitar, unos béisbol que pagaron 125,000
Ujú.
por la propiedad.
Oh, ok.
Obligado. Yo pago taxes. Yo creo que ya en esta quincena no voy a pagar nada. Digo, el día primero no voy a pagar porque
Ujú.
no vale la pena que esté pagando tanto dinero. Sí.
Ujú.
Y no estoy segura, pero creo que no la voy a poder conseguir.
Oye, ¿y esta propiedad es comercial o es una casa residencial?
¿Cómo dice?
¿Esta propiedad es una casa o es como una tienda?
No, mira, la propiedad que era porque son dos propiedades.
Ujú.
Es un solar y lo que pasa es que es comercial el lugar.
Ujú.
Y como un apartamento, porque no tiene nada, está desbaratado por dentro. Yo lo que quería era desbaratarlo y pedir un solo número en la ciudad
Ujú.
y ser un building para hacer algo, es lo que yo tenía idea. Pero
Ok.
descubrí eso, ser dos apartamentos con parqueo, no sé,
Ok.
pero no sé, ahora mismo ya no tengo meta, ya no tengo idea, ya eso es.
Ujú.
Estoy esperando que el abogado me llame a ver qué pasó.
Ok. No sé, ¿verdad? Porque pues es un poco diferente propiedad. Normalmente compramos puro residencial, apartamentos, pero de vez en cuando nos sale una propiedad así como
eso
esta.
es residencial comercial, como la gente lo quiera poner.
Ok, muy bien.
Porque yo una vez fui a la ciudad a ver si me lo podían poner comercial.
Ujú.
Y él me dijo que hiciera el plano y que pidiera lo que yo quisiera. Pero yo tengo un plano hecho, realizado, donde pagué creo que $3,000 para un apartamento.
Ok.
Y la otra quedaba vacía, que era el solar.
Ujú.
Es para lo que uno quiera eso.
Ok.
Puede
Pues
ser
primeramente
comercial, puede ser residencial. Está la
lo que
opción.
tendría que mirar es si se puede, si pudiera pagar los $125,000 dependiendo de lo que se puede hacer en esa esquina, ¿verdad? Porque está en la pura esquina de la carretera.
Ajá.
Ujú. So, necesitaría hacer un poco más de tarea, pero se oye como si hiciera un poco de tarea y descubro que se puede pagar los $125,000, entonces la vendiera porque eso pagara, ¿verdad?
Me imaginaría.
Ujú.
Tú estás manejando, mi amor. Vamos a tener. Yo manejo
Bueno,
mucho.
pues, ¿cuándo sería bueno para marcarle? Porque quiero platicar con usted. Quiero hacer un poco de tarea y quiero platicar con usted sobre esta propiedad.
Llámame otro día, más temprano de ahora.
Ok, so más temprano. Yo estoy en Arizona, so, se me hace
Sí.
que está adelante como 3 horas, ¿no? ¿Usted?
No sé, yo tengo un hijo que vive en Arizona, pero yo nunca he ido.
Pues ahorita son las, mira, le voy a decir, son las 10:20 aquí en Arizona.
A esta hora es, déjame ver si puedo. La 1:30.
La 1:30, ok. ¿Qué quiere que le marque antes de las 12?
Sí,
Ah, bueno, pues entonces guardo su número y yo le marco antes de las 12, ¿ok?
bueno, está bien.
Está bien. Mucho gusto de platicar con usted. Adiós.
Está bien, bye bye.
All right, guys. What is the chance, right, that one of those leads is going to be a Spanish one? Now that happens. So you guys saw the property, man. That's interesting. It's definitely unique. So it's got a store below, and then it's got the apartments above. What she was saying is that she said, I can't sell this anymore. For those of you guys that didn't understand what was going on, she said, I can't sell this. I can't sell this. It's got a lien of $125,000 on it. And I said, okay, interesting. I said, have you tried to sell it? And she said no, because she didn't think she could sell it because of the lien. So what I told her was, okay, well, I don't know if I can pay. I did the same thing. I don't know if I can pay the 125, but it sounds like if you were to pay the 125, if someone was to pay the 125,000 on this property, what would you do with it? Because she says, I'm ready to let it go. Actually, before I even ask her that, she said, I'm ready to let it go. I don't want the property anymore. So then I said, okay, well, we know that you owe the 125. If somebody, I'm not saying that I can do it, but if somebody can pay the 125, what do you see yourself doing? She goes, you can have it. She goes, if you can pay that $125,000 lien on it, you can have the property. So there might be something there. I don't know. When I get off this call, I'm gonna do a little bit more homework. But she's ready. Like they're checked out. It's a unique property, man. But it might be a deal. I don't know. I've never bought a property with the storefront below and apartments on top. So if you're in New Jersey and you understand these properties, hit me up. Send me a DM on Instagram at Real Max Jimenez. Let's work this deal together because I've never done this type of property. So let's see who's here. Let's see. Let's go. I have way too many leads. I really want to know how you disqualify. Perfect. You're at the right place. Carlos said, "What up, Max? Let's go, baby." Sinatra said, Max, when are your Spanish tutorial classes? I'll do it for you, bro. I'll do it for you. But that was interesting. It's always good talking to people in Spanish because it's more direct. You don't have to play the whole like soften up and everything. But there's also, you got to be strategic because people are gonna call you out. So all right, let's call the next person. Let's see, who do we have next on here? Let's get a good one. Let's see. Guys, if you have any questions, if you have any such comments on any of the calls, please don't hesitate to drop your comments and your questions. Okay, let's call this next person. Hi, I'm trying to reach Kim.
This is he.
Okay, hi Kim. My name is Max. I'm calling you because you had spoken to one of my team members about your property over at 68 Prospect Street.
Possibly.
I'm sorry.
Listen. You get so many phone calls or texts from you guys. I don't know who I talked to, who I texted. What about it? I don't have much time.
Okay, so if you don't have time, then I can't talk. When do you want me to call you back?
Well, what do you have to say, my man?
You just told me you didn't have time, so do you have like 5-10 minutes?
I'm going to give you 5 minutes. What do you have to say?
Well, first of all, I want to start off. I never spoken with you. I never texted you. This is my first time.
Okay.
And I do, I don't know who else has texted you or anything. I'm just calling you because they said you might be considering selling this property. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. And and again, I'm calling you because of that, because they said you might be considering selling it. And the second thing is that there's no notes or anything. So I'm calling you to see, what's going on and, about the property.
Well, you know what's going on? Listen, what's going on with all you guys? Okay. And I'm going to get rid of you real fast, right? Show me the money. Okay. You have my number. Show me the money.
Well, what do you want for it? Show me the money, but no a number. I'm going to call him back and I'm going to tell him, hey, I think I lost you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kim, I think my phone got disconnected. I apologize about that.
Show the money. Yeah. What's going on?
Okay. Sorry, I think I lost your call. So when you say show me the money, what do you want for it?
I want to see verification that you have funds to buy the property.
Well, how much do you want for the property so I can show you the verification of what you want?
Listen. This is why I don't even take y'all's calls, okay? You're in the business of buying properties. You have an idea of how much that property should sell for. If you don't, then don't call back.
Well, I don't know the conditions, so how can I know what I could offer you? All right. So anyways, so when I look at this, he says wants to sell, but wants to see proof of funds before talking about the property. Again, that's a person I move on from. But what I did is I wanted to show you guys something. When someone hangs up on you, call them back and say, hey, we got disconnected. I apologize. Right. It's another attempt. He said, listen, show me the money. And so I was like, well, what do you want for it? So I can show you that I can pay that. Don't be afraid, guys. When you're dealing with a high driver personality, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you match it. Don't overpower them. Right. So you want to excuse yourself. Like, look, this is the first time I've spoken to you. I've never texted you. I never called you. My job is to figure out, they gave me the information. I'm calling you to see if this is a property I'm even going to buy. So again, from those people, move on. If they're not willing, what I always say, and the only reason why I called him back is because I wanted to show you guys a strategy where I call them back and say, hey, apologize. My phone got disconnected. And so, and that way maybe you can continue the conversation. But this guy is somebody that's not motivated. So we're not going to call him back. We're going to move on from this individual. So any questions on that? Let's see. What do we got here? Let's see. Those are the old school properties. That's the ones with the illegal gambling in the back of the store. I think you're referring with the one that's got the one earlier from when I was talking to that lady. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure, man. I'm not familiar with those areas, but it says, do you ever negotiate liens? Yeah, it just depends, man. It depends on the deal, right? Like, let's say that if that property is, if she owes 125,000 and that property is only worth 80, I'm not going to spend too much time on it, man. Honestly, unless I can definitely take the lien completely. I mean, and also I want to look into see what type of lien it is, because a lot of liens don't necessarily, when the property sells, they don't necessarily follow the properties. There's personal liens that get put on the property. Now, sometimes they do have to be paid off, but a lot of times if you call them and say, hey, I'm the new buyer for this property, and then basically it follows the individual. It doesn't stay with the property, but there's different ways that you can go about it. But I'm not going to try to negotiate every single lien just because I want to go. It takes time. It takes money. It takes effort, unless I'm making a pretty huge spread on it. So let's see. I got a question here. Oh, wait, let me back up here. Says, what's the follow-up on somebody like that? Delete or 6 months follow-up? There's a reason why he's in here. I would say I would put him in a drip sequence, maybe text, maybe, something like that, until he sells. We're a big believer until you die or sell. Eventually, there's a reason why. Obviously, I didn't get to talk to him at all, but potentially things can change. I wouldn't follow up with this guy every week. Maybe every 30 days, send him a text message or a phone call. So what does that look like? I think I just answered that question, Sean, for you. Let's see. When you talk with guys like him, when do you follow up again? I think I just covered that question right now. Well, this is a pretty long question. Let's see. What do you do when other wholesalers are tying up properties for way higher than us and then just leaving sellers hung and dry? I know they use the dependable offer line, but when it's 50K difference, yeah, I mean, besides the, hey, there's a video, if you go to my YouTube channel, called Why We Scorch the Earth. And actually it'll explain to you exactly what we do. Besides, like, hey, are you looking for the highest offer or dependable offer? I'm also asking them, are you looking for the offer that's going to show up in your bank account? Or are you just wanting a number that they're going to put in writing? Are you looking for an offer that's going to show up in your bank account, or are you just looking for an offer that you're going to put in writing? And that's going to kind of make lights go off, right? Light bulbs go off in their head, where they're going to be like, well, is there a difference? Of course there's a difference. But if you go watch that video, Why We Scorch the Earth, that's a good video for you to give you the answer. So let's see here. Difference, it becomes very difficult. I'm not sure, Sebastian, on that comment, but all right, let's call the next person. Let's see, who do we got here? Derek. And I'll get back to you guys' questions. So let's see. So who do we got here? 252-908. All right, let's talk to Derek, see what's going on. I think I spoke with this guy before, actually.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
Yes.
Please try your call again later. Goodbye.
No, I have not spoken to this guy before, so I'll call him back again.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has...
All right, so Derek's not answering. I'm going to move on really quick to another caller because I want to get some conversations going. Let's see. And then I'll get back to some of you guys' questions. Texas.
You've reached the voicemail of Phil Moyer.
All right, let's see. So I'm going to call him back again. It's a nice house.
You've reached the voicemail of Phil Moyer.
All right, so none of that. So he's not picking up. Let's see. Thank you for the buy. Let's see. Joaquin said, Max, in your business, is Carlos your lead manager the first point of contact for any new leads? If so, what is the primary objective and how deep he is digging before sending that to an acquisition? So that's a question for another video. I actually have a video. If you go to Club Collab from the most recent one, Joaquin, the whole video is about lead management. The whole thing. We answer that question, how often they follow up, how deep they go, how do they receive the what do you call it? So guys, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you need to subscribe, because we're dropping quite a bit of content, and a lot of this stuff, like I can probably spend a whole like 30 minutes talking about this, but I want to make sure, I want to get to calls and show you guys more sales and negotiation conversations. Joaquin, I love to answer your question. He doesn't, I'll answer it really simple. He doesn't dig too deep, but I want you to go over to the club collab, the last live video that's reposted on my YouTube channel. The whole thing is about lead management, so that way it can help you out with that. So guys, I thank you. I appreciate the fire emojis. I don't know a name. This just says Facebook user. You may want to put your name, bro, or yeah, do that, whatever. Send that dude a picture of my bank account. Yeah, I don't know who I don't know who it is. It just says Facebook user. El Closer, what's up, Leo? How you doing, brother? I appreciate your support, Leo. You're always jumping on. Sebastian said, is there any way to ensure that buyers actually close on time? We have a deal that was set to close on the 12th, and the buyer keeps pushing for extension, killing our rep with the seller. Yes, that's a terrible situation. So in the assignment agreement, there's two things that we have. One, it says if you're using cash, your funds must be in there 48 hours prior to closing, or else we're going to void the assignment agreement and keep your earnest money. Then the second thing is that if you're using hard money loan, your loan docs, your down payment has to be with title 48 hours before closing, or else we have the option to kill the assignment, to cancel the assignment, and we're keeping your earnest money and it's going to our backup buyer. Guys, you cannot let buyers string you along. It doesn't sound like that's a buyer. It sounds like that's a wholesaler that is trying to wholesale the deal and he can't find a buyer, from what I can tell. The third thing to protect yourself is anyone that you assign the deal to, make sure two things is that your assignment is not assignable, and that they put earnest money, that, you know what I mean? Like they need to put earnest money the next day at 12 p.m. Now, if you have a JV partner that you're going, like let's say you work with people and you're going to allow them to assign, make them put skin in the game by putting down the earnest money. So those are the ways that you can protect yourself, right? Is, again, if you're using it, our assignment says this very loud and clear. If you're going to use cash, the funds need to be there 48 hours prior to closing, or else we have the option to cancel on you. And then again, if you're using hard money, then the loan docs need to the loan docs need to be in there. The title company needs to be instructed that the loan docs are coming, but the buyer already knows how much their down payment is going to be, and that needs to be in there too as well. So hopefully that helped. Joaquin said perfect. Yep. Let's see. Cesar Cabreras. Hey, what's up, Cesar? How you doing, bro? Oh, it's you, Ricardo. Bro, send me a screenshot. I'm gonna send it to this guy because he's acting wild, bro. He's acting wild. It's all good though. Joaquin said Club Collab from 17. We're gonna check it out. Yeah, bro. That's the one. So Sebastian said bingo. Yep. All right, let's see. Let's get back to the calls. Man, I want to talk to someone. I feel like negotiating a deal right now. Deal in Florida. Ricardo, you want to buy a deal in Florida, bro? Cesar?
Hello.
Hi, Gene.
Yeah, who's this? I'm busy right now. Call me
Okay.
back later.
What time should I call you back? All right. It's too busy. Guys, this is normal. Like, don't get too emotional attached to the calls. What's happening right now where people aren't answering, where you're getting hung up on, you're going to experience that. So this is normal. So, all right. So Gene's not answering. Let's call Anthony. Let's see.
This is Anthony.
Hello, Anthony. It's Max. I'm calling you because you had spoken to a team member of mine about your property over at 201 Home Street.
78,000 is the payoff, buddy.
And that's what you want for it?
That's what's owed on it.
Well, I know that's what it's owed on. Is that what you want for it?
Gotta have it. Gotta pay it off.
Okay. So if someone wants to give you the 78,000, what happens next?
They have it.
So you'll be feel comfortable putting things in writing?
Yeah. Pay it off. Let's go.
Okay. What's wrong with the property?
I moved out of the area. I moved pretty much out of the state. I do not want to be a realtor no more. I don't want to do that shit, man. I ain't renting out no house no more.
So you would so you were a realtor, you said?
Yeah, no, I was just saying I don't want to be a realtor. No, I'm not one. What I was saying is I had it with the rental property in 2019, that COVID shit. I didn't get a penny out of my people, man.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So is it currently rented right now?
No, they finally got out of there.
Okay, perfect. That's even better because that helps out a little bit. That helps out a lot more when it comes to.
But I get about 3 calls a week about it, man. Let me know what you want to do, buddy.
Why do you? So how come you haven't had an offer on it for the what you owe?
I mean, everybody keep calling me, but first person to show the money, he can have it.
Yeah. Why do you think it is that nobody's bought it yet for that price?
I mean, if you were looking, I don't know. I don't even have a listing.
Okay.
I sell. If I don't, I don't. I don't care. 78,000, I let it go.
78,000, you let it go. Okay.
Yeah.
And then so I'm looking at and again, Google's not always correct, but what I'm seeing on the internet right now, what I'm seeing online is that it's boarded up. Is that the case?
Yeah, I boarded it up. I got them out of there and I boarded it up.
Okay. Well, how is it inside since you boarded it up?
I mean, it's decent. You got to take a look at it, but I get 3 or 4 phone calls a day.
Yeah.
The same questions.
Well, I mean, here's the thing though, man. Here's the thing. I don't buy every single property from everyone I talk to, right? At the end of the day, it's impossible. And I like to do my due diligence and make sure that, just like you get a lot of calls and stuff, but I want to make sure that when I make an offer and if it's the 78,000, it's not something that I'm going to back out.
Do your homework. Let me know where you want to move forward. But I got a whole crew right in front of me. I got to deal with.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah. Let me take a look at it. And so if I can do the 78,000. All right. So it looks like he hung up. It's not bad. Let me see. Let's look at the comps. Actually, I'll call him back right now. Let's see. Let's look at the neighborhood. Interesting. Let me pull up. Let's take a look at the comps here. This guy is ready to go. He's checked out completely, which is good. Only thing is I'm concerned with the condition. So what's going on here? Let's see. I'm gonna pull it up and check out some comps. See what's going on with the area. I love when I talk to people like that because he's checked out. He's ready to go. Especially for what he owes. Actually, what I'm gonna do is when I call him back, I'm gonna see if we can come to some type of agreement. Maybe he's willing to let me take over the payments. So wow. So he bought it for 13,000, but let's see here. I want to show you guys what I'm looking at. Let's take a look here. Here's one for 71,000. Here's another one for, how big is this one though? So this one is 1969 build, 3-1, 1,100 square feet. Let's see. So his is 1972 build, 3-1, 1,100 square feet. Oh no, that's active. Sorry. It's right here. His. So 1975, 3-1. So 1,100 square feet. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about it. Here's another one, 7131. I want you guys to participate. What do you guys think on this, on the comps on this? Here's another one. So we got one, 1971 31, 1,200 square feet. And this one sold in January for 75,000. But let's go back. Let's do this. Let's do the last 3 months only. Let's see what's going on with that. Where we're at with that. Oof. Pending for 60,000, a lot smaller, a little bit smaller. Oh shoot. Yeah, this might be a case where most likely we're gonna have to either do something creative. Yeah, I'm just not seeing it, man. Yeah, this might be somewhere I have to do something creative. I mean, this one here, even if it did hit like this 115 that you're seeing here, I mean, at 78,000, I mean, he's got it boarded up and stuff. So, I don't think it'll work. Yeah, 78,000 cash won't work, but we'll have to, like Ricardo said here, we're going to have to take over the payment. So I'm gonna call him back. I think it sounded like he was at work. So this is one that I'm going to notate to call back. So we got two already, right? We got that weird property that somebody said that's where they're probably gambling, right? Where they're playing casino. And then we got this one. This one, I think he's pretty much checked out. I think this is a easy deal as far as, I'm saying as far as him not being attached to the property now, whether he's going to want to do terms or cash out, that's a different story. So we'll have to paint that story for him. That was a lead that Mateo submitted. So, he must have refinanced, Sal. He bought it originally for 13,000. He probably got a loan or refinance or something. And it's not showing on here for some reason. It's not updated. So something happened where he bought it back in 2004. And basically either refinanced it or got a loan or something. Cash, pull some cash out. And so that's why he probably now owes 75,000. So let's see. Oops. So Carlos said, thanks for the evaluation and breakdown process. This helps with the direction of determining what's a deal and what's not a deal. Of course, man. You're welcome, Carlos. All right, let's go to the next person. Man, you guys are awesome. Honestly, this is what makes the show really great, is you guys putting in deals. We got two deals that we're going to work on already. One came from Tarif. The other one came from Mateo. Thank you guys if you're watching. I appreciate it. Let's continue calling because if it wasn't for your participation when it comes to submitting the leads, obviously we couldn't have conversations. So I highly encourage you to submit your leads. Like I said, the link's going to be down below once the show ends for you to submit the leads for the next show. So that way I can call your leads. So let's see. Here's another deal in Texas. Carlos, you're in, or Ricardo and Caesar, you're in Texas. So this is on Highland, Texas. I don't know if this is a good deal or not. You guys are way overpriced right now, bro.
Hello?
Hello, Mohammed.
Speaking.
Hi, Mohammed. It's Max. I'm calling you because you had spoken to one of my team members about your property over on Riverside Street.
I speak to one of your
One of my team members, yeah, said that you might be considering selling that property over at Riverside Street.
Who's your team member?
Let me see who you spoke with. Give me one moment, okay? It looks like you spoke to Caxi.
Okay.
Does that sound familiar?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I spoke to someone by message and they didn't respond, and I didn't like that, so I just ignore that.
Oh, I see. No problem. So probably caught you at a bad time.
No, that's fine. But how much you guys charge commission?
So I'm not a real estate agent. I'm a direct home buyers, and we're direct buyers when it comes to the properties. What's got you considering selling this?
So are you an agent or are you a buyer?
No. I just said I'm not a real estate agent. I'm a direct. I'm with direct home buyers, so we buy directly.
Yeah, I'm interested to sell it, but I can give you the address. Do you have the address?
Is it 211 Riverside Street?
Yes.
Okay, got it. And I have some notes, and the notes don't always tell the whole story. Do you mind if I ask you some questions, see if it even makes sense to continue the call?
Of course.
Perfect. So I know, so this is an investment property for you, Mohammed?
No.
Oh.
I do a mobile home business, but the thing is my mom and dad in California, and they're not feeling well. I feel bad to sell it, but I have to move there.
Oh, I see. Sorry to hear that. Well, how long has that been going on?
6-7 months. I worked hard for this piece of property.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 approved sewers water, which is like hard to get right now, especially in that area.
Mm-hmm.
I got an RV. I did the plumbing, and it's ready to go. Power is over there, it's ready to rent for almost $850 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there's another sewer and power for a mobile home if you bring it, or if you want to build the house, whatever you want to do, get another RV.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Plus,
so it's got. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Plus, I built a small apartment by the water, 1-bedroom studio.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Finish almost everything. I put a hurricane windows, wall, sheetrocks, power, everything. But the thing is, I need the only restroom, like the equipment for restroom, like shower or like a sink, a door, and a flooring. That's it.
Got it. Okay.
And you can rent it for Airbnb as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sounds like you've done quite a bit of work, and sounds like great property. Have you considered maybe just have you considered listening with a real estate agent?
To be honest with you, I'm not in a rush. Real estate agent, they charge a lot, like 6%. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you might get the thing is with an agent, possibly you'll get higher price. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that makes sense. A lot of people, they like to go, they like to select the more convenience route. I know in the past when I work with other homeowners, that's usually what I always tell them. Hey, usually when you go with an agent, what happens is then they're like, yeah, but it takes a little longer, a little more, they request. So, and as far as you say, you're not in a hurry, but earlier you said you needed to move to California. I mean, what is that time frame looking like? Do you want to do this by the end of the year?
I'm telling you, if it got sold today, I will sell it. If it's not, I will wait.
I see. Okay. Got it. And then what else have you tried to do about selling it besides, looking to talking to an agent or just talking to myself today?
What did you mean?
Yeah. Have you tried doing anything else about selling it, like yourself, listing it for sale by owner or anything like that?
No, I just listed on OfferUp.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
How's that going for you?
No, I just listed.
Okay. Is there a lake behind the property, or what is that?
It's
a pond?
River, San Jacinto River.
Okay, got it. Okay. Now, I know usually when I talk to people, right, that are considering selling, either when they start think about it or the night before I end up calling them, they usually have a price in mind. I mean, ballpark, just off the record, top of your head, what are you considering getting for this?
I will sell it between 124 to 130 without the RV. With the RV, the RV itself is cost me about 17 grand, 16 grand.
$130,000?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And bear with me here as I'm sorry for the pauses. I'm actually also just trying to look online, see what's going on. Okay, not too many sales in your area. It's interesting. So $130,000, and you say you're going to take the RV. The RV don't come with it.
Yes.
What if somebody wanted to buy it with the RV? What would you want then?
RV will be 16,000 extra.
$16,000 extra. Okay. And then are you pulling that out yourself?
Say again.
And then are you pulling that RV out yourself?
Yes.
Okay, got it. So, yeah, man, this looks a little. Is it the just help me out here. So, is it the property that has the mobile home next to it, or is it the one across the street?
Next to it.
Okay, I see. That makes sense now. Okay. Yeah, because for some reason, when I'm looking on Google, I don't know why it's showing me. And right now is the house? What's the square footage on the property?
What's what?
What is the square footage on the property?
25,600 square foot.
Well, that's the lot, but the house, how big is the house?
What house? There is no house.
Oh, it's just a lot?
It's a lot with RV, and I built 20 by 16 like a apartment. It used to be storage. I flipped it to an apartment.
Okay, interesting. Maybe that's what's happening. It's putting me out somewhere else. So basically you want $130,000 just for the lot.
I didn't say one. I say I will sell it between 124 to 130.
Okay. And then it's 25,000. Let me look here. 2,000 year. You said it was 25,000. The lot. What size was it again? One more time.
25,600.
25,700. Okay, so like half an acre. Close to half an acre. Yeah, I mean, something that I've done in the past when would you consider, I mean, if I was to able to pay that price that you're asking, would you consider me making you payments for that amount? Would you consider?
I don't do payment. I don't do payment. I do cash only.
You do
I got
cash?
a lot of offers for 150, 160 for a payment.
Okay, and so, but you don't want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, at 130, I think I'll be very transparent with you. It wouldn't be something that I could do at that price.
Give me an offer.
I mean, what would be the lowest you feel comfortable selling that you didn't have to pay anything out of pocket? It was net to you, an offer you can trust, depend on.
I told you my price I'm hearing now.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm seeing, let me look real quick. I'm seeing, let's pretend someone made you offer between like 75 to 85. What happens next?
75 to 85?
Mm-hmm.
The line cost me more than 96, 97.
Okay. Yeah, and like I said, I'm not saying that I'm making the offer, just asking if somebody was to make you that offer. No. Got it. So you would need to be higher than that?
I'm not going to sell it lower than 120.
You wouldn't sell lower than 120. Okay. All right. I need to do a little bit more homework because I don't know what I would be able to put on that. I know there's houses.
Yeah,
and
take your time.
There's
no
different
rush.
stuff, and I know that I got your, I know that I understand where you're at too as well in regards to the 120 sounds like it's your bottom price. And then if that doesn't work, then I'll just let you know. I'm not trying to negotiate you from that. Okay.
Okay. Good luck for you.
Sounds good, Mohammed. Thank you for your time. Bye. All right. So let me know what you guys thought about that call. So interesting call, right? Started a little rough. Guy opened up. There was a lot that happened in that call, right? First, called him out on his wishy-washy language. Well, I don't need to sell. And then I said, well, I'm confused. Earlier, you told me you need to sell because you got to move to California. But now you're telling me that you don't need to sell. Guys, it's okay to call them out on their own data. Do not let them defend their own data. Let them defend what they're telling you, right? The other thing too is that, you know, I got his bottom number, right? You know, you guys saw how I position. I still have my leverage because he doesn't know what I can pay. I said to him, hey, let's pretend that somebody was to make you an offer between 75 to 85,000. What would happen next? I went pretty low just to get his reaction, which at the end of the day, you know, I don't even know if I was even able to do that because I thought there was a house on there. You guys saw that for some reason, but it looks like it looks like, I mean, it's great that it's on the river, but yeah, I would not definitely do that for sure. That deal. And the only reason why I said 75 to 85,000 was because I wanted to see how flexible he was, how negotiable he was, right? Because the strategy there, if he would have said, well, Max, I think I would be on the higher end, 85. Now I know he's dropping from 130 to 120 to 85. Now I know I can come back and he's negotiable. Now I know I can come back and say, okay, you know what? I can only do 55,000 for after doing my homework, after talking with my partners. The only way this would work is that if we were able to, let's pretend that we were able to, we could, after doing our homework, after talking with my partners, we could only do if we were able to do the 55,000, what would happen next? Because we know he's moving, right? We're negotiating. We're getting his bottom number. We're probing. But guess what? We still have leverage, right? We still have leverage. He doesn't have my number at all. I got his bottom number, which is good, but it doesn't work out. So a couple of strategic things that I did there. This is how you can gauge if someone is actually negotiable, is by anchoring them low, but don't anchor them low with it being your offer. Let's pretend if someone was to offer you, and there's not a lot of comps here that I can go off of. I was back 12 months and there's nothing there. I don't know this area. Maybe Ricardo and Cesar know this area, but that's a terrible area for investors. That there's not a lot of activity. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know the area. But again, let's pretend that's it. Let's pretend somebody was to offer you, right? Offer you this much. What would happen next? Oh, that's too low offer, which he didn't say. Hey, I agree with you. I'm not saying that I'm making that offer. I'm saying let's pretend somebody was to offer you around that range. So now you still hold leverage. Let's see if there's any questions. Would you talk to a Canadian seller all day, bro? I mean, solving problems, I think transcends what is it called? The borders, right? I think people still have distress. They still have situations going on. Yeah, definitely. That was a good call though. A lot to learn on that call. Cessa said, go for it. Yep. A deal in Texas. Let's see. J Knapp said, how many acres? Oh yeah, that was half an acre. He said it was 25,000. So close to half an acre, right around that area. Sounds horrible. Yeah, it wasn't a deal at all. So, even though that's the other thing too, that you want to take away from that call, that even though, and I said this on the last live that I did, even though there's a situation there, it doesn't mean it's motivation or pain. There's situations such as foreclosure. When you're seeing a foreclosure, when you're seeing, a lien in their property, and you're hearing that they have these things that are coming up, they're not pain, they're not motivation. They're basically, they are situations, until that situation starts becoming personal, where it's impacting their lives, where it's becoming frustrating, where it's impacting their lives. It's frustrating. They're just overwhelmed with it. Now we can talk about pain and motivation. But a lot of times what happens, what I see in our business, a lot of times people are like, well, man, I don't understand why they didn't sell to me. They were in foreclosure, or, they had a lien, or like that guy, right? He's got a situation with his parents. Yeah, he's impacted by it, but at the end of the day, he's not in a situation where it's impacting him personally enough to sell the property, if that makes sense. Ken said, Max, I find myself intimidated by landlord sellers. Yeah, I mean, if you're just starting out, Ken, they speak a different lingo. They're not, I went to a meetup last night, guys who do nothing but commercial, and that's all who they talk to. And so basically what happens is that You know, they speak a different language, but also they speak a better language, Ken. You're going to find out if you can mentally get past that roadblock. You know, they're more willing to help you out. One of the things that I can suggest to you is that make sure that you're very transparent and you're very honest. If you don't know something, believe me, you can say, hey, I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that question. I'm not sure. What do you think about that? Right? Have them help you out. That's the only way you're going to learn. And you're going to find out that it's a lot better. For me, I have more fun speaking with landlords because I don't have to dig for pain. I don't have to dig for motivation. Landlords are not emotionally attached to the property. It's all about business. And I love having conversations with people like that. So don't be intimidated by them. But I will say, make sure that you're honest, make sure that you're transparent. So that way, you know, when you're talking to them, they help you out. And because if you're not, they're going to know that you don't know what you're talking about. Right. Um, uh, Even to this day, I'll say, hey, I don't know what that is. What is that? Right. Because basically, you know, you don't want to sound like you're just trying to make stuff up. So I wouldn't be intimidated by them. Just realize mentally that it's a different conversation that you're having with them because they're not emotionally attached to the conversation. And basically what would happen is that they would you know, they're going to be more knowledgeable. But don't be hesitant. You're probably going to get a deal faster from a quote unquote motivated landlord than you would a emotional homeowner, an emotional seller. That makes sense. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. Sean Brown said, I'm a firm believer in investing in your backyard, but I'm in Texas and it's gotten crazy rough. At what point do you recommend switching markets, or should I double down where I'm at? That's a good point, Sean. I think, you know, I think you've just answered your own question, right? So if you're investing in your own backyard, and let's say that you've done some deals before, you're a little more experienced, but maybe now it's gotten tighter, like you're saying, right? It's gotten crazy rough. So because I always tell the people this, if you don't know how to identify a deal and you haven't done a deal in your market, well, guess what? If you go to another market, it's going to get even harder. It's going to be more difficult because you don't know how to identify an opportunity. So if you know how to identify an opportunity and you've done a couple of deals already and invested and have done some wholesale deals, yeah, man, by all means, you know, it's not sexy. I'm not going to sit here and say virtual wholesaling is the end all, is the best thing to do. You know, it's gonna just what you do. Just remember this, Sean. Just what everything that you do in your market, you're gonna have to do it in another market. But the caveat is that you're not there. But I think you're basically, I think you're, what do you call it? You answer your own question, bro. If you feel like moving into another market, it's like everyone asks me, when is it time to hire a cold caller, an acquisition? And it's you're there. I think you know that as well too. He said that's too much. I market in that area. Yeah, of course. I saw it. It's way too much. What's your offer? Well, what's the lowest you would take? Yeah. Make sure that you add in there, Sinatra, when they say what's your offer? Well, what is the lowest that you feel comfortable accepting, knowing that you didn't have to pay out of pocket, right? Because what happens, a lot of people understand basic lingo. You know, make sure you add that in there. What's the lowest you feel comfortable you know, taking out of pocket? Let's see. Oscar said, I have a seller that's going through a divorce. How do I qualify the seller? I mean, find out, man. There's no like magic words, or there's no like one-liners that are going to switch people to sign, right? Become a person that solves problems. You know, ask them, hey, you know, what's going on with the divorce? Where are you at? Like, you know, how can I help you? How are you hoping that I can help you in this situation? Let them open up to you. And then as when they're opening up to you, hear cues, right? You know, well, here's the thing, right? Like, we're getting a divorce. You know, we agreed that we're going to sell the property. You know, we're going to sell the property to, you know, we're going to sell this property and split the profits. Ding, 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 ding. Now you got a conversation going. Okay, awesome. So it sounds like you're both on the same page in regards to selling the property. So that's where I can come in. You know, what I've done in the past is, you know, when this situation happens, you know, what we do is I work with you individually and independent, so that way it doesn't have to cross over and speak. You know, I'll make sure I'll call you, I'll call the other party. So you just have to make sure that that they're both on the same page. We actually last week, if you go back, our team was talking to the wife, And then the husband didn't want to sell, the wife did. So the wife was on board. Then I called the husband, and he was not. We disqualified them because he was a blue. Like, she wanted 320,000 for the property, and he wanted 380. So we were far apart. But just find out what's going on, how you can help them. Partner up with someone in your market. If you want, if you need help, hit me up. Those Google images are from 2011. Yeah, I mean, they're all. They are, again, that's definitely not a deal for sure. What's up, Isaac? How you doing? I'm gonna answer the last question. I'm gonna make a couple more calls. What do you say? Someone says you contacted me. For sure. If someone says, hey, you make me an offer, you contacted me, and you say, hey, yes, I did, and it's just like when you contacted the agent when you buy the property. I mean, did you make the offer on the phone? How did that process look like? And that's it, Joshua. Have them, defend that. Like, hey, yeah, of course I contacted you. That's the first initial thing that we do is we call. I don't buy every single property from everyone we talk to. Is that what you did when you called the agent, or or you can ask them when you buy your property, how did that process look like? And let them explain to you, okay, can I have that same courtesy, right? And again, if you have someone that comes out the gates very aggressive with, no, you call me, and actually I had one earlier. I don't know if you're on the call. You call me, you make me the offer, whatever, and they don't want to answer one or two simple questions, then it's not a prospect. You move on. We're not here to convince, right? And something you can do is, like, another thing I guess you can do as well, when they say, well, you contacted me, hey, no problem. I said, I do want to provide an offer from you, but in order for me to find out if this is a property I'm going to buy, I do need to ask you some questions before I can even make the offer, right? So there's certain things that you can say, so that way you can make sure that you get the conversation going. So guys, thank you for your comments, your questions. Awesome. Let's get back on the phones. Let's see if we can talk to a couple people. Let's see who we got here. So I know so far we've been striking out. So far we got two good leads. We got one in New Jersey, that storefront, and then that other house in North Carolina. That we're going to try to get on a creative deal. So let's see. It's called Joseph. See what's going on with Joseph.
You have reached 330-648.
Let's call him back. Well, there he is. Call him back.
You have reached 330-648-2984. All
right, so Joseph didn't pick up. He called me back, but for some reason he wasn't picking up when I tried to go over to answer the call. So let's see. Let's call Bill Moore. Let's see if Bill's available. Hey guys, if you're still hanging out with me, drop some questions, some comments. Let me know what you're getting from this. If you're getting any value from this, let me know. What do you guys think about these calls?
Please leave your message for 806.
All right, so let's call him back to back again.
Hello.
Hello, Bill.
Yes.
Hi, Bill. It's Max. I'm calling you because you had spoken to one of my partners about your property over on 53rd Street in Lubbock.
Which been sold since November.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Well, I'm sorry about that. You probably don't have any other properties you would consider selling?
Nope.
Okay. Do you have anyone that you can introduce us to that might be considering selling?
No, I don't.
All right, Bill. Well, I appreciate your time, man. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, guys. So something I did there, right, is something you probably haven't seen yet. What I do on this call is if you call someone and they say the property's been sold, ask them, do you have any other properties for sale you might be considering selling? Because we know it's probably basically they might have extra properties. Also, hey, do you know anyone else that might be interested in selling? So make sure you ask them. Top home buyers said, I buy it in the area and sell to I-team buyers with private lender financing. Oh, that's cool, man. So yeah, I think you said earlier that wasn't a deal. Yeah, I could tell it wasn't a deal, but let's connect. Can you send me a message? And let's connect, because definitely if things come up in that area, I want to work with someone that understands that area as well. So let's see. Max, your style is based off the book. You can't teach a kid to ride a bike at a seminar, right? Yeah, that's correct, Ken. Buy that book. Buy that one, and then buy 11 Principles of Success. So you guys can see I have the book here. I base my whole sales process based off that. And so yeah, man, it's changed. It's changed not only my business, but also my life as well, communicating and learning. So because it just does it, because it's not just about tactics, man. It's about mental. We all grew up, including myself. One thing that I want to start doing is I want to help salespeople understand that when we hire salespeople, goes out to you guys. If you're a business owner and you're watching, what happens a lot of times is that a lot of times we set up salespeople for failure, and here's why. I don't care if you think you have the best script. I don't care if you think that you have, the best systems. You got to understand when someone's coming in to work as a sales in a sales position, you got to help them with the mindset first, right? Because you don't know, right? Like I grew up not talking about money. I grew up, don't talk to strangers. I grew up, hey, don't say more than you need to. Hey, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. And guess what? That programming stays with you. And so what happens when salespeople come in and work with you, it's called head trash. They have too much head trash growing up. Now, can they will themselves through deals? Yes. But they what's going to happen is that if that head trash is never, if nobody ever helps them to get that head trash out of their way, they're going to struggle. And they might get a deal. They might get 2 deals. They might be killers on the phone, but eventually they're going to tire out because they don't think they deserve that success. And so a lot of salespeople get to a point where you're going to see them, man, this guy came in and rocked it. And all of a sudden it falls off, right? Or they might be up and down, up and down, up and down. So it's something that I want to start talking about more because I think it's very important. We always want to teach tactics. We always want to teach the liners. And here's what you say when this. What about teaching salespeople how to get in the right mindset? Us as entrepreneurs, as business owners, in some cases, we work on our mindset a lot. And for some reason, we skip that part when it comes to sales guys. It's something that I don't see done quite a bit. And I have a ton of what is it called? I have a ton of material on that, right? Like to understand, like sales is 80 for me, and I can challenge this on anybody. Sales is 80 to 90% mental and 10% tactics, because I could teach you every single tactics that I say on here, but if you're not mentally prepared to deliver it and to use it because you don't believe it, it's not going to work. So just remember that. Let's see. If a seller won't let me access the property to take pictures, would it be a no deal and find buyers that will buy on scene? It just depends, man. Goes back to negotiations, right? Building rapport, make sure that you get all that up front. Establish what you want the outcome to be. Like, look, Kenneth, let's say that you're the seller. I'm talking to you now, Kenneth. Something we've done in the past that's helped us to make sure, that we get ahead of the game, especially right now, right? This is me talking to the seller, is we used to only get one bid for us to have people come in and work on the house. because the way the market, the cost, the materials and all that, well, guess what? Now we got to get 3 bids or 4 bids. So would it be a deal breaker for you if I can have my my contractors, or if I can have, you know, my handyman or whoever come in, so that way we can get ahead of the game and give me access points throughout before we close, to make sure that we you know, that we can get everything in order, and for us to be ready for when we close to start working on this property. So you cannot just get it under contract and then expect the seller to do certain things after you got it under contract. This needs to happen in the negotiation phase. Now, if the seller doesn't want to give you access before you sign the agreement, I mean, then put them to work. Say, look, here's, you know, I'm going to need pictures. I want to send somebody to do this. Doesn't sound like you want to do that. So how am I supposed to give you the best offer that I can if you're not even wanting me to do that? So that has to happen before, because you might find a buyer that'll buy a sight unseen, but you know, you don't want to bank on that, because more likely buyers are going to want to see it. They're going to want to see pictures. So make sure that you're negotiating that stuff up front. Don't ever leave it till the end or after the contract. And make sure that everybody understands what are the next steps, what's happening. You know, like if I was talking to you, Kenneth, okay, so today is day 1. We're putting everything in writing. By day 5, you should hear from my title company. By day 8, I'm going to have one of my contractors come through. Maybe day 15, I might have a second contractor come through. And then on day 20, we should get clear title. Day 10, we should have some, you know, hear from the title company again, because they're going to request your payoff. If you do that outline, is there anything, any of those steps where you need me to explain or need help on? If you can do that, man, believe me, not a lot of people do that when it comes to the we don't do it all the time, right? I don't do it all the time. So Chase says, dude, this is the greatest channel on YouTube. For someone finding the courage to make these calls and make that money, you're amazing. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Andre Smith says, what up, guys? Hope everyone's well. I'm a little late. Better late than never, bro. Appreciate you jumping on. Never Split the Difference is an awesome book. Those are the 2 books that I build my style off of, which is Can't Teach a Kid to Ride a Bike at a Seminar and Never Split the Difference. So they're definitely great books, JNAV. So let's see if we can get one more call, and then we'll end this. So make sure that you get your questions in, because I'm going to make this one last call, and then I'm going to end this because I got a couple things that I got to get to. But let's see. All right, let's call Connie. See what's going on with Connie. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello, Connie?
Yeah.
Hi, Connie. My name is Max. I'm calling you because you had spoken to my partner about your property over on East 99th Street. We got disconnected, guys. She actually hung up, but that's what I'm going to tell her. We got disconnected.
Hello.
Hello, Connie.
Yes.
I apologize. I think we got disconnected. My phone dropped. My mistake.
No, I hung up. I'm tired of getting these calls about that house on East 99th Street.
Oh, this is my first time calling you. I'm sorry. Is that not for sale anymore?
I mean, it's not that it's not for sale, but I'm tired of people taking up my time on this phone, and then they make appointments to come out, they don't show up, or they come there and they say, okay, we'll give you a call in a week, or my partner will give you a call, then you don't hear from nobody. Like, I don't have time for all of that stuff. So
oh, wow.
Point, I'm just over it.
No, I get that.
If somebody wants to make a blind offer or an offer from looking at the outside of the house, help yourself.
So what you want is you just want someone to give you an offer over the phone? You don't want an offer you can depend on?
I said that if you want to make a blind offer, you could do that.
Yeah, I don't run my business like that. I mean, if you want an offer you can depend on, if you want an offer you can depend on, I mean, that's what I do. But if you just want numbers and play around with people, I mean, I don't do that.
Yeah, well, I'm tired of wasting my time with this. So, yeah, you can remove me from your list then. Thank
Sounds
you.
good. Have a great day. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
So that was a disqualification, right? If she doesn't want to just have a simple conversation or answer some questions, it is what it is, right? At the end of the day, we're not gonna get nothing out of her, you know. And I made her aware. She thought about it for a little bit, but I mean, it sounds like a lot of people have stood her up. You know, it sounds like she's been going through a couple different people showing up to the property and probably not making an offer, not calling her back. That's what she said. Again, I'm not here to make blind offers, right? You know, if she wants an offer she can depend on, we can ask some questions. So let me try to dial one more person because that wasn't a good call. Let's see if I can get a good call in.
Johnson County, EDC.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I have the wrong number. I was trying to reach Diana.
This is Diana.
Oh, is this your work number, Diana? I'm sorry.
No, it rolled to my cell.
Oh, okay. Real quick, my name is Max, and I'm calling you because you had spoken to my partner about your property over on Greenfield Road.
Uh-huh.
And they said that you might be considering selling that property.
Who's your partner?
Let me see who passed me the information because I have it was Mateo. Do you know him?
Oh, yeah, he called yesterday, I think.
Yeah, so he had mentioned but I know you're at work. Is there a better time when I can, you know, maybe call you back?
Yeah, probably this evening would be better.
This evening? Do you prefer like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock? What time would work for you?
Six would
Six?
be good.
Okay, perfect. So what I'll do is I'll put it on my calendar to call you today at 6, and then maybe, you know, I just had some questions. You know, we don't buy every single property from everyone we talk to, and in order for us to see if this is one we would buy, just have a couple questions, okay?
Well, obviously you flip houses.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
Well, we don't always flip. It depends, right? Because we could flip them, we could hold them. It just depends.
Oh, well, I have a realtor that I'm working with on that house. So
Okay.
right now she's going to be gathering some additional information on construction costs and so forth, as far as painting and replacing carpet and doing some other aesthetic stuff outside. So, and then I had, because houses all around there have had foundation people coming in. We had some foundation people out yesterday. Don't have that bid yet. Won't have it till next week.
Okay.
So, but between the two houses we have out there, they did tell me yesterday that the work on this one is nothing compared to the work on the pier and beam one. So anyway,
okay, I see.
I'm
So
not
it sounds
expecting a
like
huge bill.
No, that makes sense. Usually foundations aren't always fun. Did they say did they make any type of comments when they were there at all about the foundation issues?
No, they said that the foundation on that house, because it's on slab, was fine. In fact, they had 0.0 in the center of the house, and the deviation was in the back bedroom area where we had a crack in the ceiling that went over to a vent. And they said the sheetrock was, you know, older, so it was kind of brittle. So when the crack happened, so they think is when it shifted that caused that piece of sheetrock to come down in the bedroom. So that's about all that they had to say. They said each of the rooms was in good shape.
Okay.
As far as the foundation was concerned, but they were going to get a report to me by the end of next week.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll have a better idea.
Yeah. What are your so as regards to the, you know, doing all the repair costs? I mean, what are your expectations for that foundation and coming back to say, hey, I want to get this done and just list it on the market as far as price goes?
It depends on our broker. She's going to run some numbers, I think, over the weekend and take a look at avails as is versus, just fixing what needs to be fixed and having it painted and all that stuff.
Oh, got
but
it.
she said she would get with me next week and let me know.
So it sounds like regardless of what that amount comes back or whatever the repair costs are going to be, you're basically going to be, she's going to be help you to sell it either to do the repairs and then go full market or as is at a discount. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think that's what she was intending to do as far as the cost was concerned on the foundation. It just depends because we've spent an incredible amount on redoing the roof and the decking on that house. And so obviously we want to get back what we paid to have that done on both of our houses, the one that's around the corner as well. So she said she would run all the numbers for us and see, what would be a good offer. So
well, I mean, let's pretend that that foundation repair comes up next week and it's it's higher than what you thought.
I'm not anticipating it to be, because the house next door, in fact, that's how we found the foundation people, was the guy across the street had his foundation fixed, and it was I think it was around $15,000. The house next door was $15,000.
Right.
But the same lady that's selling the house next door or getting it renovated, she has a house in North Richland Hills, and she said it was bigger than this one, and that one was going to be over $20,000. So, they all seem to be about the same price in that general vicinity, but I don't expect this one to be as high as that. So
okay, I see what you're saying. That makes a lot of sense. You just never know. I mean, that's I know in the past, where there's a situation where a lot of people obviously don't always expect to be the most, and I think that happened to Nancy. We bought the house from, and obviously it came back a little higher than what they expected. So, what happens if it does come back at 20,000 or 25,000?
Well, obviously, whoever buys the house, we're going to tell them that. So we just go from there, I guess. I know that because the one around the corner is on pier and beam, we thought that it was going to have the least amount of work. As it turned out, the two beams under the house, one of them had totally come off of the pier and the other one was sitting on the edge of a pier. So now they have to put two piers under the house. So that one's going to be more expensive than the other one. So, but they didn't seem to think that the one on Greenfield was going to be that much.
Okay.
So.
And then I guess another question for you is, when you talk to your realtor and she said, hey, that when the foundation, if they happen to find where the foundation issues are a lot higher, we're not going to be able to qualify a conventional buyer. How did that make you feel?
Well, we're going to find out what it's going to bring it up, what it's going to take to bring it up to what we call the market value, and also to be able to be inspected.
Okay.
Because that was the other thing that we had on the roof. We had an inspector come to make sure that they had done everything they said they did, so that, we can basically tell a buyer that, hey, this money that we invested in the upgrade on the roofing tiles and so forth was of X value. So we would prefer, obviously, to get that back in the sale of the house.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like you got it all taken care of. You have an agent, you have the money to do all the repairs. So that's good.
So far.
So far?
So far. You said you have all the money to do all the repairs. I said, well, so far.
So far?
But, yeah, we have to get a quote on painting, and I think we're going to have, she has a contractor she works with, and I think they're going to try and cost out what the flooring, their carpet replacement would be.
Okay.
On several different recommendations for it. But
it sounds like
the
a
house-
discounted. It sounds like a discounted contractor. How do you feel about that?
What do you mean discounted?
Yeah, she said she has one that'll do it for a good price.
No, she didn't say that at all.
Oh, I see. Okay.
In fact, she had a foundation group over in Johnson County that came up with just an astronomical amount on a foundation repair that doesn't even fit the type of what they knew where the cost was going to be versus what the size of the house itself, square footage wise, was. And she said, we could have bought a new slab for what they said. It was like over 30,000, and it was a real small house.
Okay.
So, but foundation repair people are kind of all over the place with the pricing. So
yeah. Well, okay. Well, I mean, I think at this point, I mean, I don't know how I could help. Obviously you got a realtor, you have everything, you got everything taken care of. Sounds like you're ready to tackle whatever comes your way, is what I'm hearing.
pretty much.
Yeah. All right, Diana. Well,
we do need to get a cost, and I should have asked our foundation people this also, because obviously they do concrete work, but it does need a new driveway. Way back when these driveways were put in, the developer out there just capped the concrete, and so those thin caps break up, as you well know.
Right.
And so I'm not sure what the cost of that's going to be. That I haven't gotten anybody to tell me. So
I don't know either. I wish I can help you. All right, Diana. Well, I appreciate the conversation, and good luck, with your agent and fixing the repair foundations. Okay. Take care.
Sure. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Let me make sure this is off. Cool, guys. So crazy call. There was a lot of probing there. Hey, what happens if the foundation comes back a lot higher? Hey, it sounds like you already got everything taken care of. There's some uncertainty. I think based on whatever the amount that the foundation problems come back at, I think that's when maybe things are going to get real. There was some hesitation in regards to not sure what to do. So I kept pushing, right? It sounds like you got it taken care of. Sounds like, you don't need us. I mean, I don't know how I can help you. I didn't want to get too much into negotiations as far as price or anything, because, she made a comment that they want to fix everything and then potentially have the agent push it to market value. But I mean, good call. A lot of probing, it's we didn't get too far into it, but that's how you handle situations like that. And one thing that I like to do, the reason why, I like to bring the future to the present, right? It always helps to do that. I had a situation where I was at an appointment, and what happened was that the guy, I can't remember exact situation, but I know he had to sell because he was behind on some payments, and he talked to a loan officer. Oh yeah, it was in pre-foreclosure. Sorry, he had two loans. One of them was in pre-foreclosure, and he had a loan officer that told him that he wanted to work with him so he can refinance him. And so I found that out, and we were good with the price. We liked the house. And what I told him was, hey, let's pretend I'm sitting here right now. Obviously we know what you want for the property. We feel comfortable. I believe we can get this done at that price. My question to you is, because you say you have an appointment at 12 with this loan officer, we'll leave. Let's say you have that appointment. We leave, we go and buy two more properties. And you decide that you're going to refinance instead of, instead of selling the property. Let's pretend that it's 45 days from now. Your auction is in 60 days and you don't get approved for the refinance. What's going to happen next? Am I doing anything weird? Am I doing anything in regards to, flipping them? No, because it's reality, right? We know that because of his bad credit, he's already in pre-foreclosure in one. And basically what happens is that it would not benefit him right? If 30 days went by and 45, and then he's not going to get approved, his credit shot, right? So sometimes there's going to be certain prospects that you're going to have to help through the process. They're not all going to fold. They're not all going to, say, oh yeah, here it is, sign it. Sometimes you're going to have to help them with the decision process because they're not in a position. I always say this, they do this maybe once or twice in a lifetime. We do it 2, 5, 10 times a month, depending on your business, right? 2 to 5 to 10 times a month. So whenever you get mad at a prospect for not doing what you didn't tell them to do, you always have to go back to yourself. And so with her, that's one strategy that I was trying is bringing the future to the present. Hey, let's pretend it's 60 days from now and you don't get any of these repair done. What happens next? Are you going to be able to, you're saying you're wanting to move with your closer, with your family, whatever the case may be. It's a really good strategy to help you to get them wrapped into the picture. Share the third party story. Hey, I had this happen before. I worked with another individual who thought the repairs were going to be a lot less than what they thought. And guess what? They weren't. So they ended up calling me back. They needed to sell. I don't know if you're prepared for that kind of situation, right? So so let's see. I'm gonna answer some questions and then I'm gonna make some quick comments and then we're probably gonna end this thing. Let's see. Says shame on those other people. Yeah, the people for the other lady. It's terrible what they do. It's crazy what's going on in our market. Kenneth said, "What's a good text blast and dialer? Do you use batch or direct mail? We don't do texting. We don't do texting. We definitely use call magicians. I'm gonna have him on the show, Club Collab. My friend Stratton Brown. We use call magicians, and then direct mail we use Investor Machine. Let's see. Johnson County, shoot the address. I'll head over there and tell her if I were her, I would sell directly to an investor. Convincing mode. Don't do that. I love it though. I love the urgency, man. And I'm not taking away from the urgency. Yeah. So good stuff, JNav. I appreciate it. Let's see. Maximo said, getting the prospect emotional. Yes, that is the goal. We want. So I'm gonna. That's another phase that we don't talk about a lot. That I want to start creating. This is why you got to start. You got to subscribe. This is why you got to subscribe to my channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel and you're on right now, subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bells because I'm gonna be dropping a lot more content based around this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys this comment right here. Actually, is a video within itself, right? What happens? There are 3 stages. I'm gonna touch this a little bit. There's the parent stage, there's the adult stage, and there's the child stage. Now, you guys know that every single decision we make when it comes to buying, we do it in an emotional stage, which is the child, right? If you guys have kids, what do your kids do when they go to the store? If they're kids that don't behave, they cry, they yell, I want it. Buy me this. So what happens when you first meet, that's what you hear on every call. We're always in the middle, the adult stage, right? The adult stage. Up top, you have the parent stage, and then you have the child stage. So when the conversation starts, we start in the adult stage, which is logical, all logical conversations. What we want to do, this is the prospect. We want to move the prospect to the child stage, and we want to move up to the nurturing parent stage. So the nurturing parent stage is, hey, I'm here for you. Oh, I'm so sorry that happened. Oh, let me put a Band-Aid on it. Oh, how can I help you? What's going on? You can't be the child. You can't get more emotional than the prospect. You got to stay in the parent stage, which is the nurturing parent, and you got to make them go to the child stage. But that's another video for another day. I just wanted to drop that for you. Very good point on that. Jesus, I appreciate the fire emojis. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Future to the present. I'm going to try that. Yeah, bro. Try it. Let me know if it works. And then let's see. Sal has a comment. He said, this was cool to watch. Shot you a DM. Thanks for all this. You're welcome, guys. I appreciate every single one of you for being on here. Look, I don't charge for this. I don't, this show is completely free. I want to help out. I want to give back. There's only one thing that I ask. That's it. Actually, 2 things. I lied. There's only 2 things that I ask, right? First one is subscribe to my YouTube channel, tell a friend, subscribe and tell a friend. And then the second thing is that tag me on Instagram stories how this show helped you. What did you learn? What did you learn? And that way, you know, you tag me and then I can repost it, share it, so other people can also benefit from what you guys are hearing here. Don't have a scarcity mentality, have an abundance mentality, because again, you know, there's enough out there for everybody. So again, subscribe to my YouTube channel and tell a friend about it. Second thing is that tag me on Instagram stories. There's my handle right there on the bottom, at Real Max Jimenez. Tag me. Hey, what did you learn? Hey, this was cool. This is where I heard from Max. And then that way I can reshare it. And I'm going to post one more comment. He said, damn, that's a great point. Be a parent to all these chamacos. 100%, bro. 100%. But thank you guys. I appreciate everyone's support. Thank you for everything that you guys do. I really appreciate for being on the show, holding off, man. That we had quite a bit of people all through the show. It's amazing. Thank you, everyone. And again, hit me up if you do have any questions. Hit me up on my DM on Real Max Jimenez. Tag me on the stories. Subscribe and tell a friend. And I'll see you guys later.
He's one of the greatest guys I've ever met. Huge inspiration. You know, the advice he gave me made me like $50,000 in 1 hour. A super fucking human. He just doesn't go up. He doesn't quit. He's one of the most well-known salespeople out there. Sales trainers in the fucking country. Very impressive guy. Give it up to my guy, Max Jimenez, baby.